Ice on my wrist, looking kinda cool. Bad bitch with me, she ain't tryna move. Niggas staring at me, what you tryna do? Got me looking at my watch, and it's time to do.
What is up, everybody? Rogue Hero here, and in today's video, I'm gonna do a video that no one really requested, but I get a lot of comments for this in my comment section, and it's pretty much what are good decks for returning players. Oops, kind of skipped ahead. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because, you know, there's players rotating in and out of Yu-Gi-Oh from time and time again, and for what it's worth, the current meta of heavy link / pendulum centric decks can kind of be confusing for a lot of new players. So it's going to take me to make this video in mind to pick out decks that's competitive or semi-competitive, that is low cost of entry and also easy to pick up and learn, and then eventually for the returning players, if they want to pick up something more advanced later, they can. But these are all good decks to try out, and if you guys want to see more of these type of list videos, smash that like button. Today's goal is 100 likes. If I can't get 100 likes on this video, I'm just not going to do top 5s anymore and or top 10s. I've noticed a trend of people not really watching these videos, so if you guys really want me to do these type of videos, smash the like button and leave a comment down below to support. I'm doing this for you guys because I get a lot of these questions a lot, so I really just want to help you guys out. Number 5, Domain Monarchs. Now, Domain Monarchs is a deck, while it's on the lower end of competitive, it's really good for being simple. You want to bring out your Monarch, you shut off your opponent's extra deck. Every meta deck in the format relies on this extra deck. So with that being said, you want to make sure you have a deck that can counter that, which is Monarchs. Downfall is you can kind of brick with the deck, which allows you to lose a lot. But for a returning player, this is great, not because you can brick with it, but because it's easy to play. It's perfect for locals. You probably can spend less than 20 bucks picking up the deck, and then when you're ready to move on to something more advanced, you can get used to the meta and go on from there. It's a very good deck to start with if you're a type of player who wants to play more of a casual level, don't really have a lot of time to play, do the work. Great deck for you. You just want to go to locals and go home. Try out Domain Monarchs. It's the perfect deck for you. You guys probably played during the 2015 era. This deck was tier 1. Now it got smacked up by the ban list, and it's like a tier 2.5, tier 3 deck. But like I said, you can get some easy wins, easy steals at locals, just because Domain of the True Monarchs is a powerful spell card. Next up, True Draco. Now, this deck gets a lot of hate in the community, but for good reason. It's technically just a floodgate deck, which is simple for a lot of returning players because it's essentially the best anti-meta deck currently in the game. It's very reminiscent of Monarchs. Heck, a lot of versions of True Draco run Domain of the True Monarchs because it can shut off the extra deck. But most players run this deck because the True Draco spell and trap cards help destroy monsters and help pop out back row. They also max out on that level 4 monster whose name I can't think of, but picture will be on the screen, who pretty much says your opponent can't use monster effects. And you know, with that being said, it's just the ultimate card to abuse things like there can only be one wit and things of that nature. Solid deck, pick it up. A lot of people I know hate playing against True Draco. They call it a helmet deck. Helmet deck being a deck that literally takes no skill to play with. I highly disagree. I mean, yeah, you can sit on your floodgates like there can only be one and just beat your opponent, but also at the same time, a lot of games take grinding, and people are side decking back row hate game 2 and game 3. I mean, the deck doesn't top, well, I'm sorry, the deck does top here and there on the regional scene. It just rarely wins because a lot of meta decks have outs to the deck. So pick up True Draco if you guys want something friendly, fun, easy to understand, easy to play with. The deck may be a little on the higher end. You do have to pick up things like Card of Demise and a lot of stuff that's been reprinted 1,000 times. It definitely should be under 100 bucks or somewhere maybe a little over 100 bucks. But if you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, you can at least afford 200 bucks for a deck. You shouldn't be playing it at least on a competitive level. try out Domain Monarchs. This deck is a little too pricey for you. Next up, Salamangreys. So another deck on this list that's very, very simple and easy to learn. Playing this deck myself, I can tell you, the little good run I have with the deck is very, very easy to learn. All the combos are very generic and cookie cutter, very reminiscent of a lot of synchro plays from back in the 2011, 2012 era. And it's also very reminiscent of XYZ plays. It just uses Link monsters to get it off. And it also uses the Salamangreys XYZ monster to spam out its plays as well. The only gripe about Salad is anyone playing this deck on a higher level would need Cyanide Mining. But if you're poor and you're on a budget, okay, you don't have the Cyanide Mining. But if you're on a budget and you're a returning player, you're not thinking about investing a lot of money into this game anyway. So you can just pick up the restructured decks and go from there. Follow your current ban list and you got a solid deck. The deck has a great grind game, beat to the fact of Salamangreys Gazelle keeps spamming himself out even though he's at 1. You also got Salamangreys Wolf recycling out of your cards. And the Salamangreys has the built-in Solemn Judgment and the Roar card, which pops back row. This is a deck that's a force to be reckoned with. It's arguably, at this point in time in 2019 of September, one of the best decks of the format. And I can just see it being one of those solid decks that are good and roll, kind of reminiscent of Black Wings. Hope it doesn't get the treatment that Black Wings get in the near future. But with that being said, try it out if you guys are looking for, like I said, another easy to learn, pretty cookie cutter deck. I mean, for a returning player, this is a great deck to pick up, learn, and win with. Next up, Paleozoic Marincess. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't know how much the Marincess cards are. Paleozoic in general, you can just up this as a Paleozoic variant, is very solid. Like I said, when I went to regionals this past weekend, if I wasn't playing Super Poly in my deck, totally awesome Paleozoic Marincess would have raffle stomped me. The deck is that good. Like I said, for a returning player, it's great. The guy that actually played against in the regionals was a returning player, and he told me this was the first time he played the deck over the weekend. And I guess one of the main reasons is it's simple. Like, literally, you make a negate card, you sit on back row that can counter your opponent, and you win. Very simple, easy, very reminiscent of people who played Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in 2013, 2012, 2014 era. It doesn't take a lot of thinking with this type of deck. Now, granted, obviously, making difficult plays, deciding what to play against, deciding what your side deck cards are, those are your thinking type of processes that you'll use for a specific deck. But at the same time, the concept of the deck is simple, which is the goal for a returning player. You want to have a simple concept, and I believe Paleozoic Marincess does just that. You guys already know, Paleozoic trap cards recycles themselves. It allows you to make totally awesome negates. He spams the frost to the board, and the Marincess apparently adds more power to that. So I'm not even gonna sugarcoat. I don't know what half the Marincesses do, but that deck is solid. I played against it at regionals, and it can pit and work. Now, the last deck I'm gonna talk about is a deck my buddy JoJo uses, Dinokaiju. Now, the reason why I say this deck is a great deck for returning players, reason being, it's simple. You spam out dinos, you kaiju their board, you OTK. For any returning player from Teledaf format, Synchro Cat format, Wind Up and Sector format, OTK is the game. OTK is something you want to do. OTKs were pretty big back then. If you guys want a deck that can OTK fast, that can break boards, it's anti-meta-ish, Dinokaiju does just that. Check out my homie JoJo's deck profile. It's on my channel, by the way. It's just honestly, like I said, I'll say it again. It's one of the best anti-meta decks next to, I guess I want to say it's on par with True Draco because of how powerful it is. True Draco is more of the floodgate type of anti-meta. Dinokaiju is more of the in-your-face, kick your door in, shoot up the facility type of deck, because the deck is just that good. It breaks boards really easily, and it can just get you there. And I'll honestly, real talk, it's one of the reasons why JoJo does as good as it does. the deck is insane, and yeah, kudos to him for building the deck and modifying it to his liking, because this deck it can be played different versions, different variants, and yeah, man, lots of good things come from this deck. And yeah, man, check it out if you guys want a good simple deck. So yeah, man, these are my 5 great decks for returning players. Post your thoughts and opinions about this video in the comment section down below. Like the video if you're new here, and subscribe for more. This is Rogue Hero. I upload every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and I do my live streams on Wednesdays. Check out some of my merch down below, and I'm signing out. See you guys in the next one. Peace.